Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually going to do a new segment that I came up with, clever me, and it's called the Simple Solutions. I know that there is so much to learn about makeup, and some people just really don't want to do the smoky eye or, you know, heavy duty contour or wear a lot of makeup. So the Simple Solutions is basically like the brand that of makeup wipes and moisturize, the beauty brand called Simple. And I love that brand because they're very, like their name, simple. They use simple ingredients, they use simple, you know, names, they do simple stuff. And I decided to kind of take what they do, and it was actually inspiration for the Simple Solutions segments that I'm now going to bring, hopefully once a week. I would love to do that. This video is in no way sponsored by Simple. They don't even know who I am. I just took inspiration from their line and decided to make a segment out of it. Today, we're actually going to focus on mastering your concealer. This is really, really important because besides concealer, foundation is the two main ingredients most women and sometimes even guys use for makeup. And it's really, really super important because whatever your foundation doesn't cover, your concealer is, or is supposed to. That's how you're going to know if you have a really good concealer and a really good foundation, because if they can't work hand in hand together, like a chain that, you know, is tied together, then you don't have a good combination, and you need to really, you know, browse different concealers or even foundations. Now, since we're not focusing on foundations today, I want to mainly focus on your concealer. I'm going to show the main concealers that I use, as well as break down the colors, because a lot of people are stumped by the purple, the green, the orange, the yellow. There's so many colors and so many different things that you can use for concealers, and today we're going to go over that. The first thing I'm going to start off with is my newest favorite concealer, and then we're going to move into my second in line, basically my second favorite concealer, but I also use it under my eyes when I'm wearing foundation. And then my third favorite concealer, which I consider also a heavy duty concealer. And then we'll go into the color wheel. So my first concealer that we're going to talk about is the Maybelline Master Conceal. This one is really awesome. The only thing I didn't like was that I had a spin tube and it would have the little applicator already on there, or, you know, you unscrew the tube and you have the little brush on there. And this one is not like that. This one is like a medicine tube. You literally squeeze it out, you put it on your finger, and that's when you work. And honestly, I like to use my finger I believe my finger is the best when it comes to concealer. I truly believe a lot of people can benefit using their fingers for a lot of different things, and concealer is one of them. You can just get in the creases better. You can get into your lines better. I mean, basically, unless you're using a color wheel, I would say, you know, hey, go for it. Use, you know, your finger. It's better. You don't have to worry about getting a $25 beauty blender. You know, it's super simple and super easy. So this is actually my number one, and I had seen it at the drugstore. I use drugstore concealers. I don't use all that expensive mess. It ain't necessary. I seen this at the drugstore, and I was like, I wonder. And I actually got the lightest because I also use it to brighten up under my eye. As you can see in this lighting, you can see right here, it's a little red, and then it stops. This is where I put my concealer. And I do a little bit of the introverted triangle, but I go down and I make sure, because my cheeks are so red, I stop about where the cheekbone does go. And I kind of do a little bit of an inverted, but I also kind of do a little bit of a half moon under my eyes. And you'll actually see me do that same technique in my Easy Effortless Makeup tutorial. That, you know, I go a little bit down, but I also put the half moon and the inverted triangle together, basically. This is actually my favorite because this actually really does conceal. I had a blemish right here, and as you can see, you know, you can't really see anything. You can't see my dark circles. You can't see any redness. I normally put it on this birthmark I have right here. You can see it right now. It's really red, and normally I put it on there, but today I kind of forgot. Sometimes I do that. I just forget sometimes, and, you know, me being a hair and makeup artist, I shouldn't, but I do, you know, because that's life. But it's one of the only concealers that will actually cover this area besides full-on foundation. Some days I don't feel like wearing foundation. I do makeup so much and I wear so much makeup on a regular basis that there are times when I just don't want to. So today I'm just wearing my concealer. I'm doing basically my easy effortless makeup look today. My second in line, and this one is really, really good because this has a screw top and it has an applicator already on it. As you can see, I love this. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles. This is really, really good, and I use this under my eyes and to cover blemishes. I do not use it to cover this area because it dries it out. It looks like it clings to dryness and it looks patchy, and I just don't like it right there. But I do use it underneath, you know, blemishes if I have them. And also another trick is a lot of women have red marks on the sides and below their nose. And a lot of women don't realize that. And it depends on how pigmented your nose is, but I also fill in next to my nose and underneath. I don't go in my nose. I go underneath and I pat it in there. And I suggest that for everybody, especially if you're like me. I actually have a medical condition called ichthyosis vulgaris. And basically my body produces too much of the product that produces fingernails, and it'll make the back of my arms bumpy. And it also puts my blood vessels really close to my skin, which is why I always have red cheeks. And like, people ask me all the time after I'm done running, are you dying? And I'm not. I'm fine. It's really red. And you'll see that occasionally sometimes on people who have it. And a lot of people, it's not viral, it's not contagious, it's actually genetic. And the only thing it does is your body produces too much of the stuff that, you know, that produces your fingernails, which is why my nails grow, my toenails grow excessively too fast to me. Another concealer that I have grown to love, but I haven't used it. This is my heavy duty concealer, and I suggest this for those who need something like prom, balls, homecoming, pageants. You know, this is when this little concealer would come in. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Concealer. It's a screw top, and it has the brush on it. This is in the shade W123 Fairlight. I will put the shades of the 3 exact ones underneath. Now, a lot of people don't believe in setting their concealer. If you put concealer on your face and you're not using foundation, your concealer can melt. It will crease. You'll have lines everywhere. It will run. It will do all sorts of things. My favorite setting powder is the Rimmel Stay Matte. This is in the transparent color, and I use the Real Techniques setting brush, and I just dab it under, you know, put it a little heavy, put it up, you know, get some shine off your face, anywhere that you put concealer. So today I put it under my eyes, my nose, and this little red mark that I have that I don't know what it's doing. I put it there, I get it everywhere that concealer went, because I don't want it to run. I don't want half my face coming off by the end of the day. I may have used little to no makeup, but like I said, I don't want half of it to come off. So another little guy that is great is a color wheel. And this one is actually a drugstore brand, and I actually really like this one. This is the Wet n Wild Coverall Correcting Palette. As you can see, it has the 4 colors: purple, green, yellow, and white. For the purple, it's normalize, the green is neutralize, the yellow is cover, and the white is highlight. Since white brightens anything, like I said, this can be used for highlighting. You could also use it for an ombre lip, because all you have to do is, you can use that for your ombre as well. Since purple and yellow are on the opposite ends of the color wheel, they're the ones that do the opposite. So if you have a bruise or a mark on you that is purplish, violet, bluish, you would use the yellow to, cover it. If you have something that is like a bruise that is healing, that is turning yellow, you would use the purple to cover it. See how that works? I know, it's crazy. And I will also have this all listed on my blog so you can know the colors and what specifically they do. If you have a very red mark, you would use the green, because green is going to green and red are opposites. That's why. So green can be used on anything red, and on here it says zits, flushes, blemishes, you name it. Oh, and you could also use the yellow for under eye circles. I forgot they're also kind of purplish. Bruises, under eye circles, anything that's purplish, bluish, purplish, violet. That's what you would use the yellow for. And, I would suggest this kind of thing to use with a brush, because when I did it with my finger, I had to really get in there to kind of, you're not going to be able to see it because, it actually blends in with my skin. And then I used the green, that's what it comes off as. And then, you can kind of see it right there a little bit. The purple, it'll show up a little bit. Purple right down there, and the white. Anything. It's not even coming on my finger. Slacking. And I guess you can't really see it, but. So those are my suggestions for concealer. To master your concealer, you need to practice with your concealer, and you need to be comfortable with using it. If you don't want to use foundation, or you don't like wearing a lot of makeup, or you don't like the feel of makeup, I know a lot of people tend to say that their makeup is heavy. These are the products to use. I would use setting powder and concealer. Make sure that no matter what you do, if you use concealer under your eyes with and without foundation, you have to set it with a powder, or it's going to melt or run or even crease. If you use it with, you could probably get away with it not on the nose and on your blemishes if you have foundation on, because it'll have something to cling to. But if you put it under your eyes, you have to have setting powder. I hope that, pretty much sums up the concealer issues. I know a lot of people are afraid of concealer. It's hard to use. There's so many things, which one's right for me. Honestly, concealer goes either two ways. Use the shade, one shade lighter than your skin tone, or use the shade that is your skin tone, because they will work the best for you. You can be black, you can be white, you can be tan, you can be polka dot. It doesn't matter. There's a concealer out there for you, and I know there is. There's always that perfect concealer. And don't be afraid to test some out. Just because I had my 3 favorites don't mean you won't have your 3 favorites or your favorite. And you may pay $60 for it, you may pay $1 for it. It does not matter. You go out there and you test and see what's best for you, because not everything fits one person. That's the beauty of makeup. Makeup is not a one size fits all. There are beauty rules, but beauty rules are also made to be broken. So I hope this summed up the questions about concealer, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up if you like this video, and follow me on all my social media. That'll be following right after this. And I hope to see you next time on my Simple Solutions segment. Bye, everybody.